What an airhead.
Jeez,
Welcome
Mr.
back
Takes
to
a
Alan
swing,
Wake,
everybody.
Part 7.
This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you.
Dude, crazy
And she was
fangirl is
very
not
helpful when I
necessarily
was
the best
looking
thing for
you.
me to have right now,
Seriously,
alright?
Al, what you were saying in the car? Just
Crazy
listen to
fangirl
yourself.
is seriously
What, you
going to
shot a
inflate
guy
my stock
and his
options.
body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week.
Barry,
Alice.
I've been having a
Everything
very
sounds
hard
what it
week.
Sounds like when you say stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Wait,
Oh,
that's
don't
the
worry,
end of
we'll
the
get to the
conversation?
funny farm soon enough. Yes.
No, hell no. Barry
What?
would be like, what do you mean, wait here?
Because the game demands that they have quiet so that Alan can proceed the game.
Boy, I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake, I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
I like that dog.
Max
It's
here
a
got
good-looking
his
dog.
in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt them in the park at all.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
The cops don't believe
She's my
us.
wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole
Yeah.
thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez. Al,
Hey, we
come
didn't
on.
read that form
I don't understand
first.
how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had to you can quit it now.
I'm done talking to you.
I hope so.
I just signed a piece of paper that without
This is the
reading it.
form you
I have
wanted?
no idea what I
And
agreed
here
to.
are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Bucktooth Charlie is
And
one of the
this-
dogs that we have to shoot later, isn't he?
Just keep your eyes on the radio mast.
Now that is just morbidly obese.
That is not
Poor
oblique,
Charlie.
Cloud. Oblique. Jesus.
You shot a dude who went into thin air.
I was going to say that
Who
poor.
pointed a flashlight.
Is it? Wait. Is it Max? Is that the dog's name?
I thought his name was Bucktooth
I
Charlie.
missed it. No, Bucktooth Charlie is the bear.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the bear.
Al?
Poor dog got
We
caught in a
should go
bear
to the
trap,
sheriff
though.
or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. This is not a goddamn
Angrily
debate,
knocks
Barry.
over lamp.
I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to
Angrily
come along.
sneezes.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Or, better idea, you can have Barry go down to the general store, pick up a play set of walkie-talkies, and then have you each have one of the walkie-talkies on you.
These yokels
Oh man, walkie-talkies are always a lot of fun.
deliverance all
I mean,
Especially
I mean,
when-
they probably wouldn't work here, given the fact that he's probably walking about 2 miles. But at the same point, you can use walkie-talkies, man.
No, it's funny. Most of the times when I see people using walkie-talkies, they're either too far, as in on the highway, or they're too close, as in they're standing like 30 feet apart. They're using cell phones and light switches. One of those two is working just fine.
It's the grill, isn't it?
Well, the light switch activated grill.
That would be an interesting
They
thing,
have
though,
those, you
to
know.
attach to your light switch.
Yeah, the switch activates the circuit, and then when you turn the gas on, the thing completes the circuit. I know stoves.
Barry had
I know like the
never
back of my
gotten
hand.
Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode.
We just saw this
He was
scene.
now
We
totally
need a
defeated
manuscript
between
page from later on in the
That scared
game.
shit out of Barry.
Well, it's around this point we really start to appreciate that the epic flashlight is working just fine. The manuscript also is describing events that are happening a lot sooner to when we find the corresponding pages.
That's honestly a negative for me, because I would have preferred it if the manuscript pages were, you know, random snippets of the story.
Well, wouldn't you get this? Wouldn't you get the feeling that the story would feel a little? I mean, that the game would feel a little disjointed.
It's supposed
If it was a little more random like that.
Alan is having a psychotic episode. It would make sense for him to find discontinuations of events not happening in the order that he's already had them happen.
Well, no, I'm not saying that the order is perfect. You are right that the order is a little jumbled up,
which is a good
like
thing, but that particular
like memory
manuscript
recall
page
for a
should have been
disordered
saved for
mind.
either earlier or later on in the game. It's kind of bad to have it, you know, right here.
I think it's good for the gameplay formula that it kind of peppers the game with all the manuscripts. So you're not finding them too close together. They're not too far apart. Especially in Night Springs.
Night Springs is the setting for the prequel game, right?
Yep. No, the sequel game.
Okay. And we already did.
Yes, the fictional
game, right?
town of Night Springs. We have already done the sequel game, the fictional town of Night Springs, Arizona, where Alan is only unfortunately trapped in by his evil doppelganger, Mr. Scratch.
Who was an analog for?
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her.
Himself.
And she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
You see, that manuscript page being here is actually pretty cool.
Well, we were just talking about Rusty.
Yes. But, you know, that's
So
from an event that happens later in the game.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild.
The dog's name is Max.
Okay.
He gasped.
Why do people always name their golden retrievers Max?
Well, my German Shepherd was named Max.
Max. Max.
The trees
okay,
are
Alan.
alive with the sound of murder.
The trees are armed and extremely dangerous.
Please, help me!
No! Trees, stop this! Stop this at once!
Help me!
Leave that poor man alone! Leave him alone! I said leave him
The
alone!
ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Now remember, children, live wires are dangerous. You should not shine flashlights on them.
Hello?
Don't stand too close to them either, though you'll take damage I have to repair with magic streetlights.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
And Rusty is dead.
Yeah, he's
This
basically dead.
couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Yeah, he just read the page of the manuscript that said that he was reading the page of the manuscript, saying it was exactly the way it was as on the page, which didn't happen yet because he just picked it up, but he was holding it and he It came.
Why does everything taste like copper?
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself.
Cottonmouth.
The axe splintered the trunk of a tree.
You need more water.
I do need more water in my
lungs
life.
burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
And in the next part, Alan will find out just how wrong he was.
Yep.